Morning all, back at Alton Water in Suffolk. Chosen a different area this week. A lot of people have been struggling to catch bream, so I thought I'd have a during the day certainly, and I have. I've only had fish at night and only after 9 o'clock at night as well. And I've chosen to come into Birchwood Bay on the right hand side. There's a couple of swims quite close to the car park, which helps with me, because even with my electric barrow, moving to and fro is a bit hard work. Anyway, got my rods out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my rigs, I'm going to go through the bait that I'm using, and the distance out I'm casting, and on that subject actually, I've got one rod quite close in for the tench, in about 7 foot of water, and then about 2/3 of the way across, just slightly to my left hand side, there's a channel. It's about 11.5 foot deep, and I'm just where it starts to come up. It basically goes from 7, goes gradually down to 11.5, and then flattens off for about 10 meters, and then starts to come up quite quickly over towards the other side. I've gone this side of the shelf, just where it starts to go off, so I've got 11.5 foot, and I'm probably fishing in about 11 foot 3. I've gone with 6 spods. I'm going to go through my ground bait and explain that in more detail in a minute. And I've put some hempen pellet close in, literally underarm chuck, 7 foot of water, just at the bottom of where it shelves out from the inside margins. It's very clear, as you'll see in a bit. And I'll show you. Yeah, it's I've had a lot of tench out of this area, and I've had a few decent bream as well. Video I did last year, just before my cancer operation, which was successful for those who are watching for the first time. I'm 100% clear. It basically, cancer on my kidney. I got it really early, and because I got it early, I saved my life. As my surgeon said to me, if I'd left it any longer, we would have been having a different conversation. So if you're in any doubt, get yourself checked. You're not wasting a doctor's time, you're wasting your own time. So you're out of breath. Mine was, I had very slightly pink urine, went and got it checked, and after a number of tests found out that I did have cancer. But I'm cancer free now, so brilliant. Anyway, I'm here for 48 hours, so looking forward to that. I'm just going to relax, see how it goes, and I'll get back to you with various bits and pieces, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and so on and so forth. Cheers guys, thanks for watching as always, and please don't forget to subscribe. Gets my numbers up, helps me get the message out there about cancer, which is really important. You know, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, get yourself checked. Please get yourself checked, because it's not just you, it's your family, and everybody suffers when something like that, when that dreaded word. Doesn't have to be a death sentence anymore. 1 in 2 of us evidently are going to get cancer. A lot more people survive now, and a lot more people survive because they're getting checked early. Cheers guys again, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll catch some fish to show you. We'll see how it goes. Right, so this is my ground bait mix in detail. So I've got some brown crumb, which I get from Dean's Tackle in Clacton. Good shop, as I've said before. Quality stuff. So good handful of that. I've already put some black crumb in. Got some micro pellet, again from Dean's Tackle. And it is micro, as you can see, tiny little stuff. Good amount of that. I put some crushed sweet corn in, nothing fancy. I just used a Green Giant original. I don't like the one with the different stuff in it. I'll just go for the original one. I put about half a tin crushed up in, and a few loose samples. I've gone with some 4.5 mil pellet, Yep, 4.5 mil. About 2 handfuls I've put in there, and some krill ground bait, again from Dean's Tackles. You can see it says, does what it says on the label. I've put a good amount of that in. I'm here for 2 nights, so I'm going to feed sparingly to start off with, and I'm going to spod, because I'm only in 11 foot of water. I'm going to spod it out, and I want to spread it out, and I'm just going to put about 6 spods out, see what happens. Because I'm here for 48 hours, I can top it up. If I put too much in to start off with, I can't take it out again. So what else did I put in? Oh right, some of this krill active mix. Seems to work really well over here. The other one that works quite well as an additive ground bait is the Cop.Mil tench and bream high protein stuff, which has got a decent amount of krill in it. That's good as well. So I've put probably about 1/4 of a bag of that in. And the other last ingredient I'm going to put in, let me just go and get it, is some freshly cooked hemp, cooked last night, frozen, still not defrosted. But I'm going to put about half of this in at distance for the bream, and I'm going to put quite a bit close in for the tench. I'm in Birchwood, as I said earlier, and there are a few tench here. They're not all particularly big fish, certainly not right in the bay, but there's quite a few of them. I can remember a session this time of the year, guys, must have been about 5 or 6 years ago, when I had 9 tench in one session. That's the most I've ever had anywhere on here. The next best is 3. So I'm going to put about half, I guess about half a bag, which will be about half a pint. So I'm going to mix that up, get it out there, get my rods out, and I'll get back to you. Cheers, guys. One thing I will add is I've made my ground bait quite wet, because even though I'm right in the bay, there's a lot of wind in front of me. It's 18 mile an hour wind today, and there's quite a lot of tow, so I want to spread it out, but I don't want to spread it out over 20 yards. So if I'd mixed it dry, it would just carried on the drift and the tow that's out there. Whereas I've made it wet, it's pretty much going to go down. What I've done is just fed slightly upstream of the tow, so it drifts down over the area I'm going to fish. I hope that makes sense, but if it doesn't, please ask and I'll explain it better. Cheers, guys. Right, this is my tench rig in the water. Hopefully you can see the way that's sitting. That's a size 10 Drennan barbel hook, a real bit of corn, which has been soaked in brazine, and a bit of yellow pop-up corn. The tench seem to prefer the yellow to the pink, although I don't think they're fussy. If they find your bait and they're hungry, they'll take it. But while I'm at it, you can see how clear the water is. So where those bigger shadows are in the water, that's actually 2 foot deep. It is absolutely like tap water. Hey ho, I'm here to catch fish, so let's see what happens. So some of you may not have seen this before if you're watching my videos for the first time. 85% of the bream that I've had from Alton and a lot of other venues have involved an 8mm drilled pellet, and more recently I've been catching on krill pellet with a bit of pink corn. Now the problem is with 8mm pellets, even when the water's as cold as it is and it's only 6 degrees at the moment, they'll break down and you'll be left with just a bit of floating pink corn, unless of course you put something else with it. I want to know I'm fishing, so what I do is I shrink wrap my pellets, so that's what they look like when they've been shrink wrapped. And this is before I shrink wrap them, and I just do it steaming them over the kettle. You can see these ones are krill, and I've decided to go back to the old halibut pellet, which is the ones I first started catching on. A lot of people have really struggled this year to catch bream, and I haven't been catching as many fish that's in front of me, bearing in mind most people are fishing during the day and I'm here for 24 hours, so I bore the fish into submission. Now I thought I'd go back to the try the halibut pellet at some point. I've had a couple of indications already, which is brilliant. The stuff I used, a couple of people have asked, is I use this called shrink wrap. I'm not sure if you can see that, and I used a small one, and I just cut a slice off and put it around the pellet and then steam it. Now the thing is once they've been steamed and you've got that bit of, oh, there's an indication, I'm sure you heard that. Once you've got this shrink wrap around it, those pellets will hold together this time of the year for 24 hours. Hopefully they won't be out there for 24 hours, but even in the summer that's good for 12 hours before it'll break down. And you're going to be, it might get a bit furry on the edges as the water starts to dissolve it, but you're going to be left with something, and I want to know I'm fishing. So I hope that makes sense, but if it doesn't, please ask and I'll try and explain it better. Cheers guys. Look at this, let's have a look at this first fish. Not quite as small as I thought, not massive. One of the younger strain of fish, as you can see, so not bad at all. Second fish, been hard going, really tough, not many bites. No sign of the tench. I've got a suspicion. This is another bream, I think. Nearly going over the line there. It is. Similar size to the other one. Mind you, bites hard to come by. I'm happy with anything. There we go. Maybe a bit bigger than the other one. Get her back. Get her unhooked. We'll have a look. Bream. Who'd have thought? In a bay that's got primarily tench in it, with a few carp. Another half decent fish. I guess that I don't know, £7 maybe, a bit more, 7.5. It looked bigger when I was bringing it in. Let's get it back, see what else is out there. Been hard going, I'll tell you, this week. Yeah, with 3 days of northeasterly winds and pressures over 1,020, I'm not surprised it was tough going. What was it, Isaac Walden said all those years ago, when the wind's in the east, the fish feed the least. Well, it proved that. But you know, I caught more than I would have done if I was sat at home watching TV, and you know what, it's a lovely place to be. I've enjoyed being here, so thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. Next week I'm going to London Anglers Association Bures Lake in Suffolk, Essex border, so look forward to that. I'll have a few more fish there hopefully, and some tench. Cheers guys.